Hey, welcome back everyone. We are now at the very end of December before we head into the year of 2021, which is when the new Star Wars universe is really going to pick up big time with the Bad Batch. Of course, we have also got the Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 in the works as well as the Ahsoka Tano series and more to come. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one exciting aspect about The Mandalorian overall is exactly what just happened the other day. I won't necessarily dive directly into spoilers if you guys have not seen Chapter 16 of The Mandalorian, but if you guys watch to the very end, obviously, that really is going to be the biggest moment in Star Wars history in the last couple of years. Now, given that we have a lot of things going on right now within the Star Wars universe, we do know that George, John, and Dave are working together as a team to deliver as much authentic Star Wars material as possible. Again, what they really want to do is that they want to give the fans hope for the future of the franchise. It's one of the main reasons as to why they are focusing on key and core characters, why there's going to be a lot of series based on some of the fan favorite characters. A great example is Kenobi, Ahsoka, and Lando out there getting their own TV shows for Disney+. So this really does speak volumes. This tells us that Disney actually loves the Star Wars fans and that they're very ambitious right now about the Star Wars fandom. Now, could it very well be damage control? Absolutely, it still can be. But they know what they're doing at this point, given that they have Favreau and Filoni on board. Now, aside from all of this, with The Mandalorian Season 2 now over, Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new Star Wars universe and their core characters to expand the Star Wars lore for the fandom. Now, it's described that Lucasfilm is not only going to have Rey Skywalker recast in the new Star Wars universe for an animated series, but that there are plans in the works to have Han Solo recast as well in the Lando Star Wars TV show, where it's described that the Lando series is set to include 2 eras of the Star Wars franchise, one of which is set to bring a return of actor Billy Dee Williams, again as the older Lando, and another of which will include a young Lando. Now, in the timeline that involves an older Lando, it's noted that Harrison Ford is actually set to get replaced as Han Solo by a brand new actor in his mid-60s that will play a vital role in the Lando series for a couple of scenes, given that Harrison Ford does not want to return to Star Wars. Now, with that being said, Lucasfilm was essentially forced to recast Han Solo in the new show for Disney Plus and more, where it's also noted that for the timeline that will actually feature the older versions of the characters, they also have eyes on Stevie Nicks to portray an older Leia in the Lando series, along with a new actor portraying Han Solo in the show. Now, let's stop right here for a second. Now, this is not to be confused with the young Han Solo, which is being done by Alden Ehrenreich. It's actually described that he's going to be a part of the Lando series as well. So that's pretty much going to be like a Solo sequel in and on itself. Now, this older version of Han Solo that's not going to be done by Harrison Ford is described to be a version of Han Solo set before the sequel trilogy era. Not quite as old as we saw him in The Force Awakens, but a little bit younger, yet older, if that makes sense. So, we're not quite sure exactly who this actor really is. From what it sounds like, it's going to be some unknown actor doing a couple of small yet big and vital scenes for the Lando series to actually do the older version of Han Solo, alongside Stevie Nicks set to actually portray Leia in the Lando series for Disney+. Now, the Lando series is actually set to focus more so on the Solos, as well as Lando Calrissian, and everything that we actually got in Solo: A Star Wars Story, and what happens after that. So, I think that what they're obviously trying to do is that they're reaching out to the fandom. They know that there was a large chunk of the fans that wanted a Solo: A Star Wars Story sequel. Say what you will about the movie, it did have a lot of, problems with the box office, but rather entertaining movie, I will say. It was a pretty fun movie at best, and it really could deserve a follow-up, and that's exactly what they're aiming for with the series. Now, Darth Maul is also said to be a part of this show, being the leader of Crimson Dawn, this crime syndicate that's going to be probably, of course, one of the most fan-favorite moments in Star Wars history out there, because a lot of fans out there love Maul. in Star Wars Rebels. They loved his little cameo in Solo, and now we will be getting him once again in the Lando series. So I'm really not all that crazy about them planning to recast, you know, Han Solo portrayed by Harrison Ford. To me, it's Harrison or nothing, right? The fact that Harrison Ford does not want to deal with Star Wars anymore, they kind of had to twist his arm to get him back for Episode 9. I guess that was pretty much the final moment for Han Solo, portrayed by Harrison Ford. So now, you know, obviously they're trying to do everything that they can to do 2 different versions of Han Solo in live-action form once again. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, you know, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.